The boy who got lost in the forest. It was a warm summer morning when Daniel went for a walk in the forest. Daniel was 14 years old, and he loved nature. He often walked through the forest near his home. He knew the area well, so he was not afraid. That morning, he decided to walk farther than usual. He followed a small path between the trees. The birds were singing, and the sun was shining through the leaves. Daniel continued walking for a long time. After some time, he stopped and looked around. Everything suddenly seemed different. He could not see the path he had followed. Daniel tried to go back, but he could not remember the way. He was lost. At first, he tried to stay calm. He looked around and listened carefully. There were trees everywhere. Daniel took out his phone, but there was no signal. He tried to call his parents, but the call did not work. The sun was slowly going down. Daniel knew that he needed to find a safe place before it became dark. He decided not to walk too far. Instead, he found a small area between some trees and sat down. He had a bottle of water and a small sandwich in his backpack. He ate the sandwich slowly and drank some water. Then he heard a sound. It was a strange sound coming from behind the trees. Daniel stood up and listened. The sound came again. He walked carefully toward it. A few minutes later, he found a small stream. The water was moving over the rocks. Daniel was happy because he knew that streams often led to larger rivers or roads. But it was already getting dark. He decided to stay near the stream for the night. He collected some dry leaves and branches and made a small place to sit. The forest was very quiet. Daniel could hear the wind moving through the trees. He could also hear animals in the distance. He was nervous, but he tried to stay calm. He remembered something his father had told him. When you are lost, do not panic. Stop, think, and stay in one place. Daniel decided to follow his father's advice. The next morning, he woke up when he heard a loud sound. At first, he thought it was an animal. Then he listened again. It sounded like a vehicle. Daniel quickly stood up and ran toward the sound. After a few minutes, he saw a road. A car was driving along the road. Daniel waved his arms, and the car stopped. Inside the car was a forest ranger. The ranger was surprised to see the boy. Daniel explained what had happened. The ranger gave him some water and called his parents. A few hours later, Daniel was back home. His parents were very happy to see him. Daniel had been lost in the forest for one night, but he had learned an important lesson. He learned that panic could make a difficult situation worse. He also learned that staying calm and thinking carefully could help a person find a solution. After that day, Daniel still loved walking in the forest. But he never went on a long walk without telling his parents. He also always carried a map, enough water, and a fully charged phone. Sometimes, an adventure can teach us lessons that we never forget. And for Daniel, getting lost in the forest became an adventure he would remember for the rest of his life. The end.